Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a campaign update for the Wednesday online game that I run every other week. We ran it last Wednesday, and the group consisted of the half-orc, or the half-elf occultist Yenris, the dwarf alchemist Belrin, the orc barbarian called Orc. This is his first appearance in the game. The player ran the necromancer last time. He also is running the human ranger, Siren. And then two more new characters were introduced: the human barbarian, Durbin, the gnome fighter, Levart, and then another two characters were introduced: the human cleric, Elwick, and the human paladin, Aaron. The god that the paladin and cleric worship is the same. And then the party has taken on a mission to help a cleric cure a town of a disease, and the disease was caused by a curse. The person that cursed the town after he was kicked out of the town. Osiris is the god that the cleric worshipped, and he was the head figure of the town, more or less. The town being small enough that the religion was the boss of the town, he got to say on what treatment the guy got, and he was just forbidden to ever return to the town, and taken across the Nile and dropped off. So upon his dismissal of the town, he cursed the town. The cleric, it's been about 3 to 4 weeks since the curse. The clerics come into a situation where after the first week or two, the curse broke out, and it's a plague. His ability to cure disease and remove curses is not potent enough to affect this. So he needs either an item or the person himself that created the curse to be present so he can get the information he needs to cure this. Think of it as it'll boost his a level to destroy the curse. The party then had a couple of questions, so they decided they wanted to explore where this guy was staying in town. They go into his room. His room has not been touched since he was removed. They find an altar, a small altar with a statue to Sobek, the crocodile god. The crocodile god that is the god of chaos. And they find evidence of child sacrificing, and they confirm that with their gather information in town. And that's what this guy was doing, was sacrificing kids to Sobek. So they find a ritualistic dagger. They take pretty much everything they find, they take with them from this place, and they search everything. They had 2 trains of thoughts to continue on. They could search the town, see if there's more worshippers of Sobek spreading this disease, causing this curse, or track down the guy. And the cleric wanted the guy tracked down. He wasn't sure if there was anyone else that worshipped Sobek in town. The party debated this for a little bit, and then they decided they would cross the river and try to track down the guy. They gather the information they need to know which direction the guy headed after he was dropped off across the river. He headed south, which was upriver of the Nile, and then that direction eventually hits a trade road. So the party secures them a barge to cross the river. They cross around dusk. Sun's just about to go down. As they're crossing the river, they rolled a random encounter. I have them roll a d6, and I'll pick either at the time, and I let them know this, that it's either a 6 or a 1, or it's two numbers, a 5, 6, or a 1, 2. And then if they get that result, they have an encounter. Well, they had an encounter, so the encounter ended up being a hippo bumps the ship, and then I had everyone make a moderately low reflex save. Those that failed ended up in the water, and that ended up being a third of the party. From there, over half the party is in the water trying to rescue the other part of the party that's sinking and drowning. And that went back and forth. The checks were very comical until the party could get back to the barge and up on it. After a couple of rounds of them floundering around, though, the threat level raised up. The hippo wasn't interested in the boat for whatever reason after he bumped it. But now they had crocs in the water moving towards them, and they barely avoided a encounter where they actually had a fight in the water, which was nice. After that, they get onto the shore and they begin traveling. As they approach the trade road, or on the trade road, I don't remember precisely, they fight some brigands. The brigands set up an ambush that was poorly executed. The party pretty much spotted them right away. And the party in this combat won initiative more often than not, so they got to always go first for the most part. And even though the majority of the brigands outnumbered the party 2 to 1, Belrin, the alchemist, drank his mixture, turned into a Hulk thing, and started beating the boss down into a bloody pulp. And he did so easily enough. And the rest of the party took out the other brigands pretty quickly. I remember somebody getting injured pretty good, but the cleric took care of all the injuries after the combat was over. I don't remember if they've taken any of the brigands hostage after that, but if they wish to do so, they can, because some of those brigands, even though defeated, are still alive. So that's what I remember of what happened last game. They have a couple more options from here, and I need to flesh out a couple more locations, and then they will continue on. And this is what happened last Wednesday. If I missed anything, please put them in the comments below. Until we meet again.